I'm going to use the route of Gmail because Google is the easiest one and many of us have a Google account. So step number one, get a Gmail account because if you have a Gmail account, you have a Google account automatically. Okay, step number one. Step number two, if you want to do a contact tracing form, you have to create a survey form. An example of that is via Google Forms. If you don't want to use Google Forms, you can use the competitor brands. Microsoft OneDrive, Microsoft Forms. Another one is SurveyMonkey. Okay, so those three are the more popular survey form companies. When you create your survey forms, the third step, which is the easy part, is to generate the QR code. Okay, so let's do an example because I don't want you to be left behind and say, huh? Show me how to do it, John. Exactly what it is. So let's do that now. And I am going to share now my screen. Let me just go to my browser. Okay, there you go. So first step, I created my Gmail account, and that means that I can also now have access to the entire Google Suite. Remember our discussion? Google Suite means you have Google, you have Gmail, you have Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google whatever. Google Forms is just one part of the Google Suite family. So that's only made possible because I have a Google account. I'm now in Google Forms. So I am creating a contact tracing form. So let's say Dr. De La Cruz Clinic contact tracing form, right? Then I will write the name, reason for visiting. I type that there, email, mobile number, temperature when entering clinic. And let's say I want to show you how it's done. I can't show you guys how to use Google Forms, but it's very easy, I promise. If you're interested to know how it's done, we have a free webinar that's available in our website on how to use Google Forms. So please check that out in the list. But let's pretend I'm continuing my contact tracing form. So I click this one. I enter here, have you experienced the following in the past 5 days? So for example, coughing, sneezing, fever, whatever it is. Let's assume that we're done with the Google Forms. So what I do now, again, I'm still on my Google Forms. I click send, and then I go to the link, and then I get now my URL, my website address. This is this one, docs.google.com. I copy that. By the way, that's very long. And after copying that, I go to my QR code generator, which you are seeing now. Can I get the letter Q just to check if people are following me? So again, I'm coming from my Google Forms. I got the link. I go now to the QR code. And then you see this part, enter text to share here. I cut and paste now here my link. And voila! Did you see that on the right side? In a few seconds, I got my QR code. That, ladies and gentlemen, is now my QR code. Can I get an exclamation mark if that is easy? That's easy, right? So now when you scan that QR code, it directs the user into the contact tracing form that we saw here. You see this one? This one, you see that? That color green? This is the contact tracing form. Now, when someone sends submit, where do you think it goes to? I want to check if people are aware on how to use Google Forms. When someone fills out this form and clicks submit, where are you going to get the details of the Google form? Can someone please type? You should know this. Remember, we were using a platform prior to this. The answer is your Gmail, right? This is the reason why you cannot create a Google Forms unless you have a Gmail account. So, John, can I use a different address? Yes, you can use your Yahoo, you can use your Outlook, but it is way easier. It's designed to be seamless if you're using the entire Google Suite. So find a way to have a Google account if you don't have one yet. In today's time, if you want to be this techie, it's very imperative. It's very important for you to have a Google Suite account. Okay, thank you. So I'm seeing your answers now. Jaisa says responses. Yes, by the way, there's another way to see it. You can look at the responses tab. So you see this part, responses. I'm checking now. You can see that. But another way is, of course, it goes to your Gmail. You get a notification every time someone fills out the forms. Okay? That's how you do a QR code. And that's how you generate it for a contact tracing form. John, what if it's a photo? What if, let's say, I am trying to do a QR code for a spreadsheet? Same thing. You go to your Google Drive, get the link of that specific article, of that specific photo, place it into the QR code generator, bam, and you're done. Okay? It's easy, right? Can you please give me number of minutes or seconds? How long do you think will it take you to do that? Should be easy. That was less than 5 minutes. That was